Hey folks, welcome back to Cats and Kilos. We are here tonight with Everly and we're going to discuss aging. Specifically, are you old? And how old do you have to be old? So what prompted this is this $6 Million Man episode that I was watching. And it was this portion in the show where Steve goes into the sauna and he runs into a woman that's supposed to go up in space with him. And it appears that maybe she's never done this before. And she asks Steve,
"What's it like out there anyway? In space, I mean."
Steve responds,
It's quiet, peaceful and exciting all at the same time.
physically demanding?
Physically demanding?
And he says,
Over the long haul, yes.
Afraid you'd say that.
Steve responds, are you worried?
About getting this 30-year-old body through those stress knock tests.
Something tells me you're gonna make it.
30-year-old body? Seriously? Right, little Everly? Everly is just annoyed, 30-year-old body. You can't get your 30-year-old body to do this. So then it made me think, so in that case, I guess in the old days, the 70s when this was made, they thought 30 was old. Is it old? To find out, I looked into this a little bit and pretty interesting things. I guess historically, the United Nations had defined anyone over 60 as being old. I guess 60 or older. I'm going to be 58 very soon. So in just a little over 2 years, I'm going to be old. But am I really old? I can still do some stuff. So when you start really getting a major physical decline, looking further into this, I guess they've changed, some of the thoughts on this. What they found was that if you were 15 years or less away from your life expectancy, that's when they would then consider you old. Because at that point, you would then start getting a more significant decline in physical and mental abilities. So what's the catch? You really don't know how long you're going to live. You can estimate, and one of the things that plays into it is where you live. In certain places, your life expectancy is more, maybe due to the healthcare available in that region, maybe the diet, maybe the air, whatever the case. And maybe you are from a country or background where you have a very high life expectancy, 85, who knows? At that point, you wouldn't be considered old until you were 70. But still, my grandmother died at 93. And yet, even when she was 90, she was pretty close, I believe, to when she was 80. I don't think she seemed much older to me anyway. When she was 90 compared to when she was 80, she seemed to be able to do the same kind of things, and she was mentally right there. She declined very quickly at the very end. So by that standard, it was only within the final 3 years of her life that she became old. Yeah, you look older as you get older, but are you really old? Are you any older than, say, somebody who's 35 and has the outlook of somebody who's 90? So Everly's back, and I think the bottom line is this. There's no set age in which you consider yourself old. In many ways, maybe age is also a function of how you feel. Wouldn't it be nice, or isn't it nice, to just have that younger attitude and you see the world in a curious way and you're still willing to learn? Isn't that younger in a way than somebody that's already given up? Maybe they're younger, maybe they're 40 and they've given up, that's it, they don't want to learn anything new and they just go on and they're just waiting to die, compared to somebody that's 80 and they're still really curious. Maybe they don't have the same physical capacity that they did when they were younger, but they don't care. They're willing to try something new. Maybe they've never played the piano, and so maybe in 2 years they'll be better than ever at playing the piano than they ever were, compared to, you know what, there I am 80, I'm getting worse and worse at everything. Whereas, you know what, I may be physically declining, I may be declining to some degree mentally, but I'm also learning new things. I'm maintaining my mental capacity, and maybe I'm improving in certain areas. Music, I'm improving musically. I didn't know how to play the piano 2 years ago. Now I do. Wow. Or you think to yourself, I've been at a really high level in something, in a certain sport. Hey, I was the best when I was 20, compared to other 20-year-olds. Maybe you could be the best when you're 70 compared to other 70-year-olds. Maybe you weren't the best at 20, but now you're the best at 70 compared to other 70-year-olds. In some ways, you've improved. Don't like that? Okay. How about this? This is an example of somebody that actually we know. He was a runner his whole life. And I think now he's at least in the 70s, maybe even late 70s. And what did he do? He got into karate for the first time ever. Never done karate, never done any martial arts. Why? Something new. He's done running. Maybe he's slowing down a little bit on it. I don't even know if he is. He's a very active guy. And now he just wants to try something else. He's better at karate now than he was 2 years ago. Why? Because this is new for him and he didn't know anything about it and now he knows more. So you can always move forward. Age, why focus on when you're going to die and getting old? Focus on what you can do and focus on maybe learning new things. You can still be the best you've ever been at something else, that you've never tried. Or you can still be as good as possible. Maybe for your age, you're better now than you used to be at whatever you like. Do what you love. Try something you've never tried. I don't know. I'm not preaching, but this is just my 2 cents. Hopefully you found this somewhat motivational, and hopefully you don't think you're too old, regardless of your age. I don't know if there's such a thing as too old. We do the best we can. We can't just focus on dying. We have to live our life, I think. I hope you agree with me. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give us a like and subscribe to our channel, and we will see you next time.